Tusan Sonji Ganjingo Ridon Jungur Jansung Abda Kadam Somba Mepa. Trenchen Savalama Rinpoche Shebju Dultama Mepa Langu Ratatat. Shon Saji Jason Chu Dojan Senjen Tomji Jishanjula Banze de Sosan Dunga Chinda Che Jinchen. Nyeson Me Ponsheva Jula So Senjen Tong the Near the Donchan. Tamban Yunjin to Zarda so normal way, good everywhere. Good morning or good afternoon, good evening. Then, according to Buddha's teachings, we remind to each other to say, please generate bodhicitta, to think about sentient beings. May you think why I need to think about the sentient beings. I don't know them. And whatever they have situations, that is not my business. Therefore, I cannot think. Maybe yes, this may you can to say that. May you say, may you can, may you would, may you could. Right? Of course, some selfish, foolish, a lack of the understanding, people can say like this. But honestly, if someone's analyze to you or to me, the sayer of that, and if your families and whoever you connect to some, you're close, they says, I don't think about you, who you are. Whatever you have, situation, sorrow, happy, I don't care. That is your business. Particularly if you are a little bit suffering. Maybe you need help. Maybe you need support, physically, verbally, or mentally. But, or your family, your children, your partner, and whoever to say, are you really problems? But if you're problem, you take care of yourself. I cannot think about you. I don't know you are really problem or not. If you are a problem, that is your business. We cannot think that. Surely you become sad, 100%. And why you say like this? You are my family, you are my kind of children or parents or partner. But they say, oh, that's truth. I will think about you. And of course, I fully recognize your situation. And also it's like, I will help to you. Should you be 100% sure you'll be very happy, say thank you. And then it's like you can to say it's not only the thank you. You say, oh, love you, and you're so good, and you're so happy. Like this one is like example. And maybe, of course, Buddha's teachings say, there's no existential single sentient beings in this world without be your family, friend, or relatives, or parents. When they be your families, or your retinues, or your parents, they also very close to you. They love each other, and they have kind of the sense close, like concerning families. And then it's like now we do not think about those our families. That is sad. Of course, but of course sometimes people say, "Oh, that's too much for me. I want to think about some limited beings." That means it's whoever closer to me, maybe my children, maybe my family, my partner, or my parents. That I can to think about, really to generate bodhicitta to them, kindness to them. And others I don't know. That many people have this kind of maybe problem, even the Buddhist perspective. Some Shabaka, Pachika Buddhas, great practitioners, but also they have this kind of doubt. But really, if we want to honestly to follow up the Buddha's path, really to want to serious to practice, follow the Buddha's teachings, we should to think about sentient beings. Like kind of put in our mind all every sentient beings. Like nothing there is excluded something. Then is our compassion concerning benefit for others has become more big, large, profound. And also that is the really the best cause of the happiness. This happiness really bring temporary happiness. This kind of the cause can bring forever happiness. Therefore, this compassion, kindness concerning all the sentient beings, it is the best happiness, cause of happiness. And also is the impartial compassion, and not the kind of dualistic way of the thinking. All thinking about all the sentient beings and want to think benefit to them. Benefit, temporary benefit, ultimate benefit. Any kind of benefits, how I can to serve to them, how I can to give to them, how I can to install to them, how I can to grant to them. And if you have this sort of attitude, and then it's like that is the best your medicine, it can cure all the sickness. And that is your best food, best clothes, and best belonging, uncontaminated, totally pure, and best friend, supporter to you, and can help us, and these attitudes, everything's turned into the positive. And therefore, I think we need, it's very, very important to have compassion. And yesterday we studied causalities, the cause and effect. Any kind of we analyze in the Buddhist perspective, and Buddha himself included, whoever like his disciple, followers, they are such a learned scholar, and they are very much science. And they are really is like kind of the researcher. And they can to find everything like more intelligent than modern science. And they like kind of researching about how it is the, like what Buddha say. And in this our word, what is the really the cause, some things to bring us happiness, some things to bring us sufferings. These two are the most important. Then they are searched very much and scientific way. Even if we come to scientific way, it is an absolutely the happy and sorrow. This both. There is a cause. Without a cause, there's no sorrow, no happy. Any kind of happy, any kind of sorrows, all the time is that before there is a cause. Without a cause, certainly it's impossible. If we can to say it's like, okay, someone is like a kind of the hug, kiss to me. At that moment, I'm very happy. At that moment, what is the cause? It's like to people. That moment, there is the cause. Someone's kind to you, and there is. Maybe it's like both, not argue, kind. And maybe someone's like both is a strange way, is someone punched to you, immediately result sufferings. And even the like immediately you received, or gradually, or later, or it doesn't matter, whatever we received, the result of sorrow and happiness, there is a cause. That they researched. That is the truth in our life, in our universal, in our societies. And then they discovered, maybe it's like we put effort in order to get happiness. Maybe we put a lot of effort in order to avoid sorrow. But sometimes effort, it is really difficult to happen, like or to disappear the suffering, to more and more coming happiness. To put effort, maybe it's effort also wrong way effort. And then it's like if we put a lot of effort, but we think I'm putting effort to do something in order to receive like happiness, and also I'm putting effort in order to avoid suffering. But if we haven't got discriminating wisdom into our mind, that really what is the cause of happy and what is cause of the sorrow. And then it's like same as the Shantadeva, Bodhisattva Shantadeva say, beings has a so strong wish to receive happiness, but they acting all the times negative. And then they are coming, it's negative. And therefore, they inside the wish and doing things very much contradict. And like this is the truth. If we haven't got really clearly what is right or wrong in our mind, and sometimes we made mistake, we follow wrong way, and we call the straight path, sometimes a wrong path. And then in this perspective, these times we studied causalities. It's a wonderful. And now we discovered what is the really negative action or negative things and the cause of the sorrow. And really now we understood there's 10 negative actions. Obviously, it is the cause of the sorrow, sufferings. And of course, not only the 10 negative actions, there are many different, small, big, tiny, and there's many different type of the negative actions, mentally, physically, verbally. But we have example like killing, stealing, so on. There's 10 negative actions. Maybe it's like when we think something is related, something is participate, the association of the 10 negative actions. All whatever connect to the 10 negative actions are cause of the suffering. And when we have this the notion or the knowledges, it's wonderful. And next time, futures, we can take care. If we taking care, we slowly, lesser suffering. Maybe it's like continue to taking care. Maybe we become quickly free from the sufferings. Because it's like the cause of the sufferings, we are kind of get rid, want to eradicate, we want to put out. And also this time is happily we discovered like the cause of the happiness, the opposite of the 10 negative actions, we call the 10 positive actions, to stop killing, stealing, so on. And these 10 negative, 10 positive actions, 10 positive, the action of the 10 positive are really positive benefit, and also it is a very nice in our societies. And everybody's they want to become the best human being. Everybody's try, they would like to become famous and superiors, holy, and they want it. Of course, if they do properly, correctly, to acting through physically, verbally, body, surely they become holiness. Surely they become the Buddha, absolutely. And in this perspective, we like kind of the someone's to stop 10 negative actions. Really is like follow up the 10 positive actions. That person is the extraordinary. It doesn't matter you are ugly or you are poor, you are not kind of the no high position. It doesn't matter. If you really to have that this 10 positive discipline, and then you are the superior, the human being, really extraordinary human being. Then it's like 100% follow many beings. Me is like kind of the ordinary sentient beings. Me is I'm looking for some is a source of the refugees. Of course, maybe I'm a prey to the different deities, but of course I'm according my ignorant. Difficult to believe, difficult to follow up, difficult to recite. But if some human beings, when I see, when I hear, some human beings, they don't doing the 10 negative action, totally have the 10 positive disciplines. And wow, this human being is really my source of the refuge and my protect. I can to immediately take refuge in this person. I can to immediately prostrate in this person. And obvious, I haven't got any doubt and any kind of I'm thinking. I don't need to think about ugly or the beautiful or handsome. I don't need to think about the rich or powerful or high position, important. And someone's called the noble. Maybe if you haven't got the discipline of 10 positive actions, why you need to call the noble? For me, it's like very much disturbed to me, someone's called the noble. like a kind of the aristocratic way. Someone's very rich, powerful, no compassion, nothing to help to other. And our systems in the worldly called the nobles. Which kind of noble? Very much kind of the taking power, control, making suffering to the others. And I wouldn't call the nobles. I would be run away from this kind of the societies. But if someone has really kindness, to have the 10 positive discipline, that is the you reach, is you like kind of the most generosity person is you are if you practice the 10 positive actions. It is obvious, there's no doubt. You don't killing, you don't stealing, you don't doing sexual misconduct, don't lying, don't give harsh word, and doesn't make sowing discord, and nothing talking about gossip things. No, they're like covetousness, no kind of like wishing harm to others, nothing wrong with you. Wow, marvelous. You have all the qualities of the humanity. Surely you are like kind of the happy and happy. You are on the path of liberation yourself. But besides that, how much you making benefit for the others. Incredible. This you make happy to other sentient beings. This happiness also is like making result to you to receive more happiness. And like this, wow, wonderful, we understood. Of course, sometimes we call the 7 precious qualities. If you have 7 precious qualities, you great humanity and you are the good person. But 7 precious human qualities included the 10 positive actions. And like this, and also it's like when we understood that, positive and negatives, and now we are more concerning whatever a result, whatever existent in this phenomena, externally, innerly, secretly, or in the samsara and nirvana, whatever existence, everything comes from the cause. And therefore, we are like kind of everything comes from the cause. Most entirely important is the cause. Like someone is like, we say it's like, maybe it's some religious or some spirituality, most sentient beings. And don't think about the cause, only thinking about the result. And then it's like sometimes there's problems. Certainly, for example, if you have a headache, stomach's problems, that moment maybe you want to quickly to get rid of these sufferings. I want to get rid of the sufferings. It is very difficult to immediately to dispel or destroy it. You need to think about the cause. For example, if you had headache, maybe I want to do medicine. Maybe there are some patties. I ate a lot of cheese, drink. I ate a lot of potatoes. Then I'm headaches. And of course, the cause is like this. Then we headache. Then what I need to drink? Maybe today I won't drink only hot water and tea, nothing more, because my headache. And but this is not certainly immediately coming. And we ate yesterday, and then today is like kind of headache. And first time that the food need to go to our body, and then it's a reaction is coming. Like this, and everything is like small things, so big, in the middle, everything is resultant cause. Then it's like any kind of type of the sufferings, we should to think about the cause of the sufferings. And this is also correct. Buddha Shakyamuni, he first time saying that you should acknowledge, or you should to have knowledge, or you tolerantly to understand about the sufferings. Okay, yes, I understood sufferings. Then what are you going to do? And you really fully to realize that what is the sufferings as the sufferings, and then you automatically to thinking about the cause of the sufferings. And everybody is like generally in our societies, like normal speaking ways, like securities, we can say. For example, if we are doing something, there's the security, it's a dangerous for use. It is a truth. Like this, like kind of we making the securities. Why? For example, now understand, I injured something in the past, my actions, some did something. We can say when I cut the wood, the wood was very bad, and also cutting wood is bad. Something is my fingers, the injured. Oh yes, then you should to taking care this wood cutter or wood itself. Okay, now I'm going to, it's like cutting the wood. I want to have security. And like this, the cause of thinking about the cause. Already is like injured, we didn't think about like the cause, and a little bit kind of the stupid way. Then it's suffering at the moment, is you cut it, then until this like warmth or something cutted, how do you say, cured, we need to experience until to cured. And like this, when it's like recognize the sufferings, we are automatic go back to think about the cause of the sufferings. Cause of the sufferings principally like ignorant and the action of the ignorant. And we call the formations. Ignorant formations, very subtle in the level movement of the mind. Then is a body is moved, then is a verb is moved. Then we call the formation. Formation means it's like more active. Like first is like ignorant, a little bit mistake or something moved, very tiny. And then is the support these actions to moving like. And then is like, then more is like second, like strong ignorant dualistic way. And then it's like we call the disturbing emotion start. Like according to ignorant, disattachment means when it's like when we have had the dualistic object, subject, then is emotions become more disattachment, aversion, and jealousy, and this kind of. When this disturbing emotion more and is coming, then it's three doors, physical, verb, and mentally become more active. And then more actions, and then more like create the cause. And therefore, we think about the source of the sufferings is called the ignorant and the disturbing emotions. And this is like when I think, oh, now I understood ignorant, and also it's like all the disturbing emotions are the really my source of the sorrow. What can I do? And then there is the antidote automatically to the path, the truth of the path. You apply. This is like kind of medicine. When is the also example is when you first time sick. Oh, I have problem stomach, and why? Because maybe I ate some wrong things. And now I understand the cause of my stomach ache. I ate something wrong. Then you automatically think about the medicines. And then medicine is the path. Go to see the doctor, to sculptures, follow up that, and to take medicines. And this is the same as our path, the truth of the path. Then there is the truth of the cessation, means you follow up the correctly the doctors. And after you recovered, then that is the freedom of the sufferings. Yes, I cured my sickness, and presently I didn't eat any bad food. I'm not sick. And few days ago, I ate like kind of potato and cheese, wine, and tomatoes is like a lot of dust inside. cucumber cooked, but a lot of ash on it. And this sort of, I eat, but I ate medicine, now it's okay. But now I need to take care of these things. Oh, yes, you understand. And then next time it's like, then no more sick, no more. Like this, it's like we understood the cause, everything's. Cause is like sometimes result immediately, sometimes result next day, next month, next year, maybe many after the years, you can do the same. Receive like this. One guy, he do like this. Nice, yes? Why not? And you eat a lot of the cheese and the potatoes. I didn't eat. I drink only almond. Oh, really? And there's another guy's provoking one lama very much. Oh, really? No. Okay, like this. Anyway, and there is one quotation, I forgot it. Which kind of quotation? That is, I remember, the foolish we find it. Do not take slightly small misdeed. Why you say like this? You know, it is the believing they can do no harm. Sometimes it's true. We like small misdeeds. It's okay, no problems. It's a bigger problem. Look, for example, in the historically, in Nalanda University, there is one Pandita, the 100 Panditas teacher. His name is the Pandita of Dzogchen. Dzogchen is Tibetan, Sanskrit, I don't know. Okay. And his lunch time is still too late. And he arrived in the kitchen if there is only leftover of the rice and nothing more. And he looked around, there is no bodies of the sanghas. And then he thought, I'm hungry, I need food, but there's a little leftover. I can't you take? Generally speaking, really, you follow the rules. That means it's like to respect to the others. And you don't want to like do negative things, you need to permission. And or maybe if you with you there's another sangha, you eat together, it's no problem. You're not too. But he was alone, and he says like, this is nothing, no problem. I am the teacher of the 500 Panditas. He installed like a kind of the contempt, insult. Yes, what? Khenpo Janjong's story. And then the leftover rice ate it. Of course, in the immediate there's nothing kind of identity. But after he passed away, he needs to repayment this 500 times hunger ghost ralamas. 500 lifetimes. Because just ate left of small rice. Look, this is small misdeed. Result huge. Even a tiny spark of the fire can set alight a mountain of the heavy. In the same way, even the similar positive acts being great also benefit. And do not disparage. Do not disparage. Disparage? What does it mean, disparage? Disparage. Do not disparage my potatoes. Oh yes, potatoes come from Italy. Difficult to cook. Who ordered? That is our shop boss. 24 hours we put in the most hot fire and cannot cook it. And really, someone says too much when you cook and make barbecue, you don't need any spice, only put ash, And they say, this is spice, they eat delicious delicatessen. It's really truth? No? Someone's eating, I saw. Really? But anyway, like this, do not disparage them. Either with the idea that there is not much point in doing them. It's it's truth. When we are like kind of working something, recite on money payment or one like a single money or prayers, that this is nothing. It's just nothing. I need to go to sit in the properly on the cushion, settle the mandalas, and then to few minutes like this, to settle, and then recite. It's correct. I'm going around and cooking, clean times. If I recite mantras, prayers, I think it's not really, and better to talking, listen music. No, not like this. Whenever we have space times, we need to. Now I can to recite Mani Padme Hum. Now I can to recite the Shoncha Senchu Rinpoche Mahipana Hijipanya Koni Koni. One recite the prayers. Wonderful, you send it. Like for example, we say 500,000 times, like this according the preliminary practice, and that one is we accumulated one by one. One, and two, three, four, five. That is 100,000 I done. And it's also like 100,000. One I can do. One I can. And like this, and we are like come from the step by step. And also when you earn money, collect things step by step. Sometimes cannot do everything, impossible. Education's like this, life also like this. Everything's small things, like point in doing them. Much, there's not much. No, anytime, each moment. And like, for example, there is one, even this author of these books and the first Patrul Rinpoche, his each moment and his deity is the Guru Rinpoche Pema Sambhava, and each something is like a kind of, and it's like even the drink tea or chatting times, sometimes it's like he says, Jigme Ranyak, he's a root teacher. And every morning he is ordered one person, make tonka. That time there's no picture maker. The representative of the Jigme Ranyak, his root teacher. And he wherever he go, he put in the front of him. Every morning he forward touch. I saw this tonkas, amazing in his life. He touched his head, and the front of the tonka completely whole. He all the time touched his forward. And like this, each moment, and also it's like during the night, any kind of like this. For example, our Western, some is like religious people, they say, oh my God, oh God, said. Okay, God or Jesus Christ, that is also nice. But when in the Buddhist perspective, when we remember that, then it's like you remember the teachings. And these teachings coming into your mind. That is wonderful. Like this. And each moment, do not to say it's like, oh, not much point in the doing them. And as much as the Jetsan Malaripa, he said, to kani to la yimba tong se. Do you understand? Yes? Oh, yes. To kani to even in your bowl, the food, some a little bit to left and to generosity to the other sentient beings. And in Tibet, it's like many practitioners, when they eat tsamba, not decide, later like this, and then it's they eat half, or maybe it's a quarter or something is left, then they make aloke, and then they dedicate. Aloke has 6, there is like marks, like punting, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then there's one at the 6. And then this is like kind of you close the 3, the 6 means it's like 6 realms, like this, and you put like this, and 3 kayas sealed, close the samsara. And then this is a gift and very much generate bodhicitta. Very funny things. For the first Patrul Rinpoche, where he lives, near there is one, the Patrul Rinpoche's money wall. And there is one in the cave, the earth cave. I went to there. He's sitting there, and then he every day the dedication, this kind of aloke. And other valley, there is one is like kind of clairvoyance person. He can to see many things. And when he is throw out these alokes to dedicated generosities, these alokes become so big. Many millions, like hunger ghosts coming and to take it away. But like a kind of, for example, this aloke, of course, for ours is somewhat, but maybe it's inside a lot back to the millions hunger ghosts they are found. This aloke is because it's the Patrul Rinpoche's generation, how do you say, it's like visualizations very strong, and through that it's like making big set, and through the visualizations you do something really amazing, very much huge things. For example, when you make the fire pujas, and then it's like you making, there's smoking, maybe it's your outside smoking is very tiny, almost nobody to see it, but you through in your mind as you visualize, maybe you're through your compassion, your smoke is almost like the most largest than in the space cloud. And then this the smoke, this one is become the necessity, whatever necessities to the sentient beings, and maybe they can become like this. If someone needs food or clothes, whatever they need. Maybe if you generate bodhicitta, you like kind of immediately, you're this smoking, these smoke things has become like that. Surely, maybe it's like sometimes it's, you can't to make big, but there is incense inside all the foods. It's just a little bit smoke you do, and you're through your mind to generate, and maybe this smoke generosity, such a benefit. Like this, and the tiniest virtues cannot to make insult, disparage, and we should to taking care point to doing themselves. The King Mandatri. King Mandatri in the past was a poor man. Poor man's Jarwangali na se mandatory, it's like it's a very, very famous the king, but this is like a little bit legendary, like king. He was, his past was a very poor guy, very poor. One day, as the was on his way to wandering with fistful of the bean in his hand, and he's going to some like a way, and there is like a kind of the someone's wedding days, and he's going to there, and in his hand there is full of the green things, like some seed, and he met the Buddha Kashatis, Kashanatishahara, I don't know this Sanskrit, and Soshep Tronches in Tibet is the city of the Soshep, who was traveling to village. Buddha is like kind of traveling to, there is like moved by intense devotions. He was very much devoted, Buddha and his retinues. He was so incredible, has faith devotions. He threw him, his being, 4 being fell into the Buddha's begging bowls. 4 seeds fell into the Buddha's begging bowl. True and another, true other touched his heart, Buddha's heart. The maturation of this act was reborn in the universal empire. How do you say? Empire. Emperor. Normally, emperor. No, how do you say it? Emperor over the continent of the Jamboree in our land, in the like here. I think it's maybe coffee. Okay, coffee. Everybody's sleeping. And coffee. Okay, quarter to 10. To start a quarter to 10. Or quarter past 10. Or quarter past 11. Quarter past 10.